when did you first realize that you could make this commenting platform a business? We've been around for just about 5 years now. So Disqus is about 5 years old, and for most of that phase, we knew that there was a big opportunity in tackling what could be the future of online communities, and if nothing else, really shaping comments to be something valuable versus what people have traditionally seen them, which is just this thing that you take for granted because it exists everywhere on the internet. With comments, what's important about that is that people care about comments, right? You come to a website, the great thing about having a media online is that there's a different, there's a second dimension to it. Not only are you consuming content, people are able to talk back. That's how a community is formed. We knew that by building this network that is essentially created by connecting together all these different commenting communities, we had something that would be very valuable for individual people, but also working with big media. The business that was most intuitive to us when we started was, let's see what publishers would pay. Would they want to pay for a platform that would provide a really great commenting experience and really grow their audiences through that sort of engagement? So, as I mentioned earlier, Disqus was something where it was mostly built from the consumer angle. And as we sort of matured as a company and as a service, we really built it in a way where large media companies can rely on it as a platform. So that became our business after the second year or so. So we sort of looked at it, and every single customer or publisher that came to us, we treated them like royalty, and we created a service around that called VIP. So Disqus VIP was a paid product that shaped how we would have a relationship with people who would actually pay us. We knew that doing the right thing for a large website meant that we would build great opportunity for us for the additional set of large websites. So we spent a lot of time customizing. We spent a lot of time building the platform to be very flexible. All these things to make sure that we're in the good graces of big publishers. Over time, that just made the product more mature. We knew that the customizations and the amount of time we spent with individual customers wasn't going to scale. So we spent all the time building the software in a way where they can go and customize it themselves, but making sure that we never went in a direction where it would be white labeled. We knew that Disqus was a network from the get-go, and doing anything that would take away from that network appeal and how we were building that up would be a very bad thing. So that was the first phase of our business. Halfway through that entire business, we realized that there's a piece of Disqus that we were not fulfilling by going down this route of building Disqus VIP. And Disqus VIP was ostensibly the same platform, but kind of tailored to large media tastes. They had an SLA, and they had support, phone number, and contacts to actually get things working correctly if anything went wrong. Over time, we realized that they were losing some of the value that we were building by having this network of really engaged commenters and users across different websites, even tiny, tiny websites. So we went down this path over a year ago, almost 2 years ago now, where we started to think about Disqus more of a content network, ways for people to look at what we do and get value from not only the site they're on, but the communities that surround them. And we saw this as an advertising business. We didn't know exactly how, but it was enough there in our heads to go and do that research. So we spent many months going out and talking to our existing publishers, users, putting out surveys, and talking about Disqus as a media company in the way where we're building very engaged, strong audiences for publishers. We want to keep doing that, but also helping those publishers potentially make money from those audiences by connecting them intuitively with advertisers. What was that product? We had no idea. But we knew that there was a strong premise there in an ecosystem where we could have advertisers, publishers, and regular consumers interacting in a world that looks like online discussions, online communities, and valuable for all three of those camps. So over time, we actually came to a market strategy, we came to a revenue model, and we came to a product, the most important part. And we launched something called the Discovery Box, which was the first feature which allowed people to discover discussions that they would be interested in because they're in a current discussion on Disqus. We layered in a what we consider to be a native advertising model, so an advertising system that would essentially piggyback off that core dynamic. People were hungry for new discussions. They were exploring new discussions. We were going to help advertisers get their content in front of people, and if people are interested in those discussions, those advertisers would get those audiences. They would find the right traffic, and publishers, the ones using Disqus, they can potentially get paid for that. So this is a revenue share model that we just launched and we're very excited about. All right, so the question was, how did we realize we can make commenting platform a business? What I just rambled on there for about 5 minutes, the real answer to that is we had no idea. We tried a lot of stuff until things started to work, and we knew that building something on top of a network was going to be that core idea, and that's what we went after. The lesson for us is to make sure that when we're building a business, to not confuse revenue with near-term revenue with a long-term business. Many times they lead, one leads into the other, but one could also preclude the other from forming. And we were very careful about the way that Disqus made money. As a large content network, there's a lot of opportunities for us to do bad things or very non-innovative things, and we held up for a long time until we were able to create a product in a direction that we were very, very excited about.